it's Leela, the proud poly kinky queer slut. Today's question is, why don't you follow the news? And it's true, I don't. I don't follow the news on a regular basis. I periodically check in, and when I happen to across news from a friend, I do a little deep dive. And the reason why I don't follow the news is that I think it's important to have enough internal emotional resources to actually do something about what's going on in the world. So, back in the day, not too long ago, I followed politics relentlessly. I followed the news every day. I would listen to my NPR politics podcast in the morning and headline news, and I'd watch the comedy shows to keep up on the news, which, State of America, the comedy shows are one of the best sources of news. Go figure. Um, but it's true. And what I discovered with the second Trump administration is that there is so much just manipulation of the audience with media and even with like social media posts. So much of what you see is really specifically targeted at being clickbait and getting people to follow whatever they want to follow. And as long as you're in one camp or the other, then you're easier to manipulate by the people who are in power. And that's how I felt. I felt manipulated. I once was listening, this was years and years and years ago, first year of the first Trump administration. I was listening to NPR politics, and somebody went on vacation for about 2 weeks and came back and was like, you know what? It's the same stuff. It's the same stuff going on. And it definitely has progressed. It's definitely worse, but it is the same kind of massive hype going on all the time in the media cycle. And frankly, it's scary, and it can be really negatively impacting on mental health. I am very concerned about the world right now. I am very, very concerned about what's happening in American politics, what's happening in the world. I'm very concerned specifically about the vilification of trans people and about how that's personally impacting my friends and family. I'm very, very concerned about the dismantling of organizations like the EPA and some of the decisions we've seen, like the repealing of the Chevron decision. Very, very, very concerned. But I think it's important to do something about it, to stand up and do something about one little thing. And for me personally, I was finding that in taking all of that negativity was damaging to my mental health and was depressing me to a point where I was not able to act. So now I focus on little things. I take one piece and I try to do something to fight it. And that's a better way for me, because I really do think we need change. And frankly, the forces that are driving this world in the wrong direction win if we are too beaten down to actually fight. And I want to be a fighter. I want to fight. These little videos are about fighting. Standing up and being visible and being present and seen and fighting the oppression of women and the oppression of transgender people and the oppression of anyone in our society. Fighting oppression is what I want to do with my life, and what I'm doing as much as I can to the best of my ability, making sure that I do self-care first, because if you don't take care of yourself, then you don't have it in you to take care of other people. And for me, it's really about that. It's about having the energy to fight. So I would encourage all of you to do whatever you can to fight back, to resist, to push, but also it's okay to insulate yourself and protect yourself and to focus on what's good in your daily lives, because that's how you get the energy to actually fight. Thanks. I'm Leela, the proud poly kinky queer slut. Remember, you can ask me anything, and have a great day.